All right, 5 immediate reactions to the Texans' firing of Bobby Slowik. I thought this was something that they needed to do. Did I think they would do it? No, I didn't. I've been covering this team for a while, and you have natural PTSD where they're just going to kick the can down the road. They're going to fire the O-line coach, and they're going to keep going as is. It's just kind of the PTSD of covering this squad and watching this squad, which brings me to reaction one, and I think the most meaningful reaction and takeaway. DeMeco Ryans lets you know this is not the same old Texans. I'm not kicking the can down the road. I'm going to proactively try to improve the other side of the ball. You feel good about your defense. Feel like you have a championship defense, but the offense, it needs to be better. It needs to be better in every area, not just the offensive coordinator. If you hire a new offensive coordinator and you run it back with the personnel, then it's probably still not going to be a very good offense. It can maybe be better. It's not going to be very good. So it's not just one thing when it comes to this offense. It's not just one thing, but the one thing in the overseer that made it very, very clear that he wasn't going to get better, he's gone, and you're giving yourself a chance to significantly improve as an offense and control what you can control, which brings me to reaction two. Bobby Slowik's struggles were beyond experience. He was making basic poor decisions that you don't make when you're playing Madden in fifth grade. The end of the Green Bay game. Let's run the ball. Let's run the ball twice and make them burn timeouts, and then throw the ball out of bounds 5 yards short of the sticks. Let's look lost in situations where offenses that are well coached should look at their best. There's a handful of those from the Chiefs game that we've already covered in depth. Let's have no grasp of the personnel. Let's claim that we have an explosive offense. With this situation with the Texans, you need a guy who is going to command the room. I don't care about specific experience. He's going to command the room. He's going to be able to control half of the football team, the offense, and he's going to know what the hell he's doing. And Bobby Slowik is not that guy. He was not going to turn into that guy. His experiences or his struggles were beyond the experience, and it wasn't going to change. Maybe it could have gotten better if the personnel got better. You can always get better when you have better players, but it wasn't that simple. When they were fully healthy, the offense stunk. When they were missing one guy, the offense stunk. When they were missing two guys, the offense stunk. It looked very similar. And that's the problem. Bobby Slowik can't hang his hat on, well, when we had Diggs, Collins, and Dell, we were humming. No, you weren't. And that's the problem, is that you had that along with the just pathetic functioning of this offense in situational moments. But to be fair to Bobby Slowik, reason three, his personnel stunk. The offensive line is one of the worst offensive lines in the league. Dalton Schultz, despite being one of the higher paid tight ends, he might be one of the worst starting tight ends in the league. Your receiver depth, especially without Diggs and Dell, two down, is some of the worst receiver depth in the entire league. And your running back, you don't even trust your backup running back, maybe appropriately so. You don't have multiple running backs that can make plays. We watch all these playoff games, and there's like random guys making plays. Like, watch the Buffalo Bills. You don't even know which tight end's catching the ball. Sometimes when they throw the ball to a receiver late in the game, you're like, damn, I didn't even know he was on the team. And this is when they have like 35 points. The skill position depth, the offensive line, and then the overall process and functionality of these things is awful. But in fairness to Bobby Slowik, the personnel stunk. And if they replace Bobby Slowik and keep this personnel the way it is, it might be a better offense, but it's not going to be a good one. Can promise you that. Reaction four, the popular names to be OC. Chip Kelly seems to be the guy that a lot of people want. Him and DeMeco Ryans have history. DeMeco actually mentioned him at his introductory presser as someone who kind of influenced the way he looks at football. Kubiak, the young Kubiak's names always emerge. There's former head coaches, Frank Reich, Doug Peterson being thrown out there. I'm a Josh McCown guy. I don't think you can duplicate that experience and that charisma and that knowledge. But who knows? Again, I don't care about the specific experience, but here's the other thing about this. They know who they're hiring. They know who they're hiring. The Texans know exactly who they're hiring. You're not going to fire Bobby Slowik without knowing. You have some sort of idea, especially with something that important. This isn't a blind search for an OC. They know how the game is. DeMeco Ryans knows how important it is. So he said he needed a week to make the decision. He's made the decision. And I'm sure part of that decision was, who the hell are we going to bring in? So they have an idea. Reaction 5, the quarterback. The pressure is up on CJ Stroud. CJ Stroud, you can separate him from these situations. And hopefully this year makes him better. But the reality is, as we sit right now, he did not become a better quarterback this year. He didn't become better like in the immediate. Now, this experience might make him stronger next year because the slate gets wiped clean heading into year 3. But I don't want to say there was a regression, but there damn sure wasn't tangible progression from CJ Stroud. We're going to see how that goes. The next offensive coordinator and whatever else they decide to hire is going to decide that. But the pressure is up on CJ Stroud. The number one target for why things weren't going well has been let go of. The personnel is probably going to change, hopefully improve around you. So this time next year, it doesn't have to be it can't be a maybe CJ Stroud learn and maybe CJ Stroud's going to progress and do this. There has to be like some tangible improvement, especially given the fact that he's also going to be eligible for a contract extension next year. Who knows? But rest in peace to,
damn it, Bobby.
We hardly knew you. Subscribe, like, ride along. Always remember, when it comes to this Texan stuff, we're all in it together. SNL with myself and Cody Stutes. Subscribe to that as well. We're live every day at 4. Going to be live at the NFL Combine and the nightly stream here in the locker room at 10:30 with videos throughout the day. Bobby Slowik, bye-bye. DeMeco Ryans, not the same old Texans. And where the heck do they go from here? Regardless of what happens, we're all in it together. Appreciate y'all for coming through.